Welcome to live coverage of the World Gymnastics Championships. You join us halfway through the women's floor final. This is the fourth highest qualifier, Jordan Childs, hoping to go into the lead. She needs a score of over 13.733 to knock Rebecca Andrade of Brazil off the top spot.
And a superb tumbler. Here we go. 1.5 walk out, full twisting double back, super landing. Very contemporary choreography and wonderful tumbling, double straight with full twist. Good control on the spin. You have to count 3 spins or leaps. Here come the leaps. The hop, full turn, and super to jeté with the extra turn. Very powerful gymnast. Straight front walk out, up into the double tuck. You have to do forward and backward tumbles. Oh, dramatic to the end. No real errors. She's laid down a strong challenge.
Well, what a bid for a medal there from the 21-year-old. She took a silver on vault. See the power there. The pair of them were up on the top spot. Could it be the same story here on floor?
Well, Team USA are renowned for their floor work. For me, much more graceful than we've seen in the past. Really exciting routine to watch. The 1.5 twist, walk out into full twisting double back. Such a difficult skill. Did well to keep with inside the floor area throughout the routine. I've seen a few gymnasts just get a little bit of a kickback off the floor. But not here, full twisting double back in the straight position. 5-8 difficulty in qualification, so it definitely will contend. I think really we're going to see a new leader here, Christine.
Yes, I think I would expect to. There weren't any major problems. That's a bit of an untidy leap, and I'm surprised she uses it really. The second one was much better. But when you lift your leg up in the air and hop full turn with it, you really need to have your legs straight and your toe pointed. Those are the little areas the judges deduct.
Well, it's a real chance for the USA here because they've really dominated the individual apparatus finals.
But that was a lovely floor routine. It had a bit of everything.
What will it be? Oh, 13.833. It's not as high as some were expecting, but it goes into the lead. Jordan Childs leads Rebecca Andrade. Naomi Visser in that third place spot with 13.666. Jade Carey, the Olympic floor champion, took gold on vault to beat Jordan Childs. She had a silver back in 2017, so a long and fine pedigree on this piece.
And this is the gymnast with the biggest tumbling in the competition. She had a 6.1 difficulty score. And this is the big opening tumble. Round off backflip, 2 straight somersaults with a double twist. But she has to dance expressively. Here we have another huge tumble. Double straight with full twist. She lands perfectly. Good control on the leaps. Lovely straight front somersault into a sky-high double tap. She's fulfilled those requirements. Big dramatic piece of music. Oh, huge full twisting double back to finish.
Well, it was dramatic to the end, and what drama we are seeing here in this floor final. The Americans are done, and they're going to make way for the British, because Jennifer and Jessica Gadarova are next up. Well,
she's raised the bar, definitely 6.1. She had in qualification for the difficulty, and she certainly has the firepower.
it's a big score. Surely the Americans are going to be leading here. Jordan Childs has that score of 13.833. Jade Carey in qualification put in a 14.066. She's posted a 14.1 and a 14.166, Chris.
Yeah, and this her tumbling is superb. Her landings are great. She doesn't leap and do the leaps in quite the same effortless way as we've seen some gymnasts, and the judges seem to have deducted her over this championships quite heavily for, I wouldn't say lack of artistry, but for not use of the whole body. You have to sort of move with your core, your head, your arms, elongate every movement. She's worked hard at that. You see, very nice there. She finishes with the fingers, but they're very much looking for a whole body performance.
Interestingly, Craig, Jordan Childs and Jade Carey, very similar scores here at these championships on floor. Did she do better than Childs there, in your eyes?
Yes, I think so, but for the routine, I prefer the routine of Childs, to be honest. For me, it had a bit more movement of the body, what Christine was talking about. It's really difficult to get a good E score. They've only one gymnast scored an 8. Everybody else has been high 7s on the E score, so the judges are really looking at the interpretation of the music, and if she goes ahead, it will be, for me, because of the difficulty that she posts. But yeah, I absolutely love the routine of Childs.
Where's that baby?
I tell you what, it's an anxious wait, because it was all about the team the other day. This one's very much about the individuals, and it's yeah, they're training partners, but they're against each other here, Chris.
Oh, absolutely, and the next two are twin sisters and
yes.
each other.
Could you imagine? I mean, you're bad enough training with somebody living in the same house. Yeah.
Well, Jen is up next, but she can't go. Twin power, love it. She can't go until Jade Carey's score is in. I know Jessica will not be looking at the scoreboard.
I did actually think that Jordan Childs would go higher than that.
Me too. Oh, it's 13.833. It's exactly the same score, but because Jade Carey has a higher difficulty, Jordan Childs wins on execution. So, same score, but Childs leads. Well, I said you were going to see some drama here, but goodness me, this is another level. Well, here we go then. Next to the floor, the penultimate gymnast in this final is Jennifer Gadarova of Great Britain, European and Olympic finalist, here as a floor world finalist.
And great tumbler, and also projects really well. She's got a power down here for this first tumble. Double straight, makes the landing. Super high with the jump. Now another big tumble on its way. Full twisting double back. Just the step off. Super split and height. strong leap. Really selling this floor, all the facial expressions. Front tummy walk out, needs to power high into the double back, she does. Well, great performance from Jen there. She was a little short on that first landing, but gave everything to the rest of it.
She sold it beautifully. She really did give it everything. Her only final here. Played a big part in the British team winning that historic silver in the all-around competition. And looking absolutely superb. Glittering here in the arena at the World Championships in Liverpool. And what a crowd pleaser.
Certainly was. We talk about the marks for selling the performance to the judges. Well, that must tick most of the boxes there. Just a few little adjustments on the landings. And we know that been a bit harsh getting the big scores in the floor there. That's a 0.1 out as well. Might just keep her outside of the top three.
Well, the score in third is Andrade at 13.733.
Such a powerful gymnast, though, to work out of her somersault, especially in the straight position, into a double somersault. And very expressive as well, and that's what the judges are looking for.
And it's a very fast and moving routine. It's not at all static. So it's busy, and she really does sell it and enjoy it.
You feed off her enthusiasm, you really do. Kerry's there, 13.733. Her score, the same, and that has been downgraded, actually. It's been downgraded. It's now tied with Andrade. So Charles leads 13.833. Andrade second, 13.733 with the same difficulty. 13.166 for Jennifer Gadarova. Well, this member of the crowd will be very pleased to see that the second twin sister is up now. Taking to the floor. The World Championships here. The last gymnast. It's Jessica Gadarova for Great Britain. And a real chance of a world medal here. Two-time European champion.
This, a very big tumble for Jess. She punches, double twisting, double back. And here the second of a big, powerful tumbles, double straight with full twist. Fabulous landing. Good split on the leaps. Changes tempo very nicely. Clean with the landings. Just one last big tumble. Come on, Jess. Full twist front, power it out into the double tuck. Lovely work. Great performance from Jessica Gadarova. So difficult, so charismatic.
packed with difficulty. Jen cheering on from the sidelines. Well, it is done. All the hard work, all the training went into that performance. And it's now in the hands of the judges. Has Jessica Gadarova just won herself a world medal on floor? She needs 13.733, as she has the same difficulty as Andrade and Carey, who tie at the moment. So Jordan Childs leads 13.833, and two gymnasts are tied on the same difficulty with 13.733.
What fantastic tumbling as well. Opens up the routine, sparkles as much as a leotard. Crammed with difficulty, and such an entertaining routine to watch. We're on our feet here, probably most of the arena as well. Hugely difficult double back with a full twist in the straight position. And we talk about the body movement, Christine, and using every part of the body. Well, for me, she ticks all the boxes.
Yes, she does. She sells the routine. It's non-stop movement with the whole of the body, the head, the shoulders, everything. And that's very much why she scored so well.
We've not had a 14 in this floor final. And the judges seem to be holding the scores low.
Well, Beth took gold in 09 on floor. Fragapane a bronze in 2017. Has Jessica Gadarova got herself a medal? She's got gold! Jessica Gadarova is floor world champion! Well, a sixth difficulty, a score of 14.2 is a golden score. It's golden Gadarova. Jessica, absolutely phenomenal floor routine. She was last to go, she kept her focus, and she went in and delivered when it mattered. Our golden girl, Jessica Gadarova, wins the women's floor final. Jordan Childs, she takes the silver with 13.833, a vastly entertaining routine, but it just wasn't enough. And she ties with Rebecca Andrade and Carey. But what about this? Jessica Gadarova is the floor world champion.
And absolutely thoroughly deserved that score. She pushed herself to the very limits in terms of performance, selling the routine, and well, I think she is the best in the world.
Well, it just goes to show that it's not all about the tumbling anymore. You have to have the style, the pizzazz, and wow, what a World Championship final that was. Unbelievable.
Well, Rebecca Andrade ties for bronze with Jade Carey. Jordan Childs takes the silver medal, but Jessica Gadarova of Great Britain is world champion. Well, she sat out on vault to just look after her foot, and what a decision that proved to be. Jade Carey leaves the arena, tying with Rebecca Andrade. Confirmation that Great Britain's Jessica Gadarova is champion of the world on floor. Jordan Childs takes the silver medal, and Rebecca Andrade alongside Jade Carey take bronze. Jennifer Gadarova finishes in 7th. My word. Beth, are you there?
I am. What an incredible, absolutely fantastic result.
Yes, well, as a former world champion yourself back in 2009, it's been a long time waiting for the next person to come through and follow you in your footsteps and be up there in the golden spot, but there you are, Jessica Gadarova, and she sold that routine beautifully.
Oh, it was a fantastic routine, and it must have been so hard. She was last up in that final, and her coaches will have seen the scores had all dropped compared to what they were in qualification. So Max was sat there saying, can she? And I was like, genuinely, I had no idea where that score was going to go, but amazing result.
Yeah, it was. Andrade, we're just seeing pictures of here, who she didn't have a happy time out there. There were big deductions, but it's all eyes on floor. There's nothing else going on around the arena, so there's, you know, there's huge pressure out there.
Yeah, massive pressure for these gymnasts, and I think your medalists have nearly all come from that last group, so they had to wait their turn to get up there and do their job. But the crowd will have really helped Jessica. They were clapping along to her routine, and it was just really creating a great atmosphere.
Well, the good news is they're now down with Betty, are the twins Gadarova, so let's hear from the golden girl, Jessica.
Jessica, you are the world champion. Can you try and sum up to us how you were feeling?
I have been struggling with a little bit of pain after all-around final, so I just tried to push in no matter what. I'm just so relieved that it was worth it. I pushed through the pain and it was worth it. So I'm just so proud of myself for just keep fighting, and I tried to focus like on my own individual performance, and I didn't listen to anyone else's scores, so I just did it with my heart, and I performed just for Liverpool and for myself. I just performed for myself no matter what. And I performed for Jen, obviously.
Obviously, and Jen was down there shouting for you after putting on a brilliant performance herself. Jen, what are your feelings right now?
I'm just so unbelievably proud of her because of what she's been through. Like, she had to pull out a vault final, and I saw her in the back gym. She was really struggling because she was just in so much pain with her ankle, but she pushed through and did a fantastic performance.
Jessica, you've got so many of those lamb bananas. Where are you going to put them all?
We'll find space, we will.
Matt Baker will be proud of that.
We'll give it to friends and family.
Well done, girls.
Thank you, and well done to everyone else in the finals. You did amazing. Thank you, Liverpool! Woo!
Oh, fantastic stuff. Absolutely superb. I am over the moon for Jessica and for Jennifer as well. That to have two sisters in the same final, for Jennifer to go there, pave the way, settle the nerves, and then for Jessica to come out and absolutely smash it. Incredible. So much work, time and effort has gone into this, and we've got a man in the studio who knows all about that, because now, Gianni, we have two floor world champions between you and Jessica. What was it like to watch that floor final and not have to be in it?
Yeah, it was incredible. I actually seen Jess before she went out, and she asked me for a word of advice, and I just said, show the world who Jessica Gadarova is, and she went and done that. So
good advice, and she was last up, she held it together, kept that composure, and very similar to you, Gianni, she did what she needed to do in that moment, and she seemed to absolutely relish it as well at the same time.
yeah, definitely. You know, going last isn't easy. You know, you see all the scores that come up before you, and one thing that Jess is good at is she actually doesn't really pay too much attention to those scores. And she's had some really good scores in qualification.
Yep.
So it was just for her to go out there and perform the routine that she knows she can do.
Yeah, and Beth, as a floor world champion yourself, what was it that won this for Jess? What was it about this routine?
I think it's the mixture of the artistry and the power and the tumbling. I mean, the way that both of the twins sell their floor routines, it really kind of shows what artistry is all about in gymnastics, and they sell the routines. The crowd were absolutely loving them and almost doing their floor routines with them. So not only is she a great dancer and performer, she's also got the powerful, hugely difficult routine tumbles to go with it.
And she upped the difficulty as well by 0.1, or maybe that's what she wasn't awarded in previous routines, but she didn't hold back. This was the point. She went all out for this title.
You've got nothing to lose. When I think the hardest day is always qualification. If you mess up in qualification, that's your World Championships over. When you get into the final, it's a case of give it your all, and obviously that's exactly what she did today, and it's paid off. And I mean, huge credit to her coaches, Molly and Josh. They've worked really hard with both twins to get these difficulties and have that balance of artistry and power.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's so engaging, the routine. Look at that, look at the way, and listen to the fact that she's just got the audience in the palms of her hands.
Yeah, absolutely. The crowd were clapping along. Being here in the stadium was incredible to be able to watch that.
It was a joy to witness. And you can see the score. I think Jen saw the score before Jessica. And, well, oh, my goodness me, that moment of seeing the fact that you are a world champion, the fact that she was last to go, there was nobody else that could stand in her way. She saw that score and she knew that that title was hers.
Yeah, they've been through everything together, and it's hard to be in the gym day in, day out. And you've always got those goals that you're working towards, but to actually come out and put it all together like Gianni did yesterday, to walk away as a world champion, a world medalist is incredible, but to walk away and we're going to hear the anthem yet again here in Liverpool, it's going to be such a special moment.
Well, we have seen the most sensational World Championships. We've still got one more final left to go, and what a way to wrap it up. The blue ribbon event. Honestly, these lads will be up in the rafters here, so brace yourselves at home. We're starting with Arthur Mariano. He's the top 8 qualifiers, the highest scores on high bar from qualification, but this lad took the gold back in 2019, so he will certainly set the bar high.
Well, he's had a great start, connecting 3 big release and catch skills. Judges are looking for a good straight arm on the catch. And that's a very difficult skill, the front somersault with a full turn. And that was also good. You're looking for great position in the handstand. He might have qualified down the bottom of the field, but he's a real contender. What about that? Talk about raise the bar.
Mariano fell in the team final on this piece, but he's posted an absolute beauty there. Good luck following that, lads. No GB interest in this particular final.
But this is a superstar, lovely straight body over the bar. And that's the very difficult skill. You have to let go just at the right time, snap into that front summy and put a full twist in. That was what he missed in the team final. But this was a great routine. He was celebrating before he landed.
Well, excitingly, the second highest qualifiers up next. Sun Wei. That's going to be well in the 14s, this. You can't wait to see what it says. He knows what it's like to be world champion.
Great variety as well of skills of this routine, and that's what the judges are looking for. And locking out the handstands in any of the turns, and it was one of the most precise I've seen. It's going to be big.
14.466 for Arthur Mariano.
That is a big score, and 8.4 on the high bar is difficult.
There's a few that will challenge. Sun Wei, one of the oldest in in this final, but vastly experienced member of the Chinese team. He's been there, he's done it, and he's posted a 14.833 during these championships.
Well, lovely squat dislocation with half turn, all into full twisting Kovac. He played it to the full extension and again in the straight body. Now the different type of releases, the Kachev, see how he extends at the back of the swing. Lovely full turn. Super endo circle, you have to show swinging in different grips. Oh, that was quite late, that full turn coming out. That'll be a bit of a deduction. The close bar elements. Here comes the dismount. Kicks it high, super high, flares the arms out on landing. Couple of paces back, but that was a routine full of flair.
Well, it was the difficulty that he was aiming for there. 6.4 he posted in qualification.
Well, it was fabulous on the releases. We talk about catching up full extension. He certainly did that. And for me, it was just a little bit untidy when he did the in-bar work, aiming for the handstand, and you've got to try and catch before you get to the horizontal. But that's a difficult skill because she's combined from the squat this low half turn. Here we go, you can see just how much the bar bends. Hands straight on. Actually, in the competition the other day, the gymnast completely missed with his hands, and it was only shown on the replay. He swung around the bar with basically the bottom part of his guard. But he had a hugely difficult routine, Sunway, and I think it's that difficulty that might just edge him ahead of Mariano of Brazil.
Yes, Mariano with a 6 difficulty score in qualification. This was a 6.4, so he's got a little bit of room to play with.
.466 the score to beat. Oh, it's 14.433. Sunway second at the moment. The score from Mariano is going to be difficult to beat.
Yeah, those couple of steps back on landing were costly.
Brody Malone can be up there as well. He was the 5th highest qualifier. But he's capable of very high scores, is Brody Malone. He was just outside on the all-around.
Hugely entertaining on this piece of apparatus as well. It is a real mixture of big release skills. And just look at the height there. Kicks out in the full twisting Kovacs for me. You don't see better than that. Straight Kachev, straddle Kachev, pike Kachev. He's done 5 releasing catches in this routine. And needs to get into the handstand. That's good work. And again with the half turn. I would love to see this gymnast get onto the podium. Whips into the dismount. Brody Malone eventually hits a high bar routine. World class.
Surely he's going to be on the podium with that. He was the bronze medalist last year at the World Championships. And he's a virtuoso. That is his forte.
Well, I just loved the way he did the somersaults over the bar. It's the first time I've watched a gymnast doing them and not felt nervous. They were so high and flighty. Here we go. He's so high, you can see he sees the bar well before he comes down level with it. And the same again. Well, this is the dismount. The Kachevs. Well, he sees that really well. He's very efficient on that action. And he pushes the feet out behind him, so he's got plenty of swing for that next element. Lovely, lovely technique, this.
And the form and the lines that he creates as well through the air. Execution, phenomenal.
Yeah, I would hope to see that well into the 8s for execution. We've seen an 8-4 already for execution, but I love that routine.
For Brodie Malone. He nods quietly and knows that that is going to be very, very difficult to beat. He goes into the lead by 0.334 ahead of Mariano Sanway with that third place score at the moment, 14.433. Hashimoto, Olympic high bar champion, all-around champion here at this World Championships. Can he get himself a high bar medal at this Worlds?
Well, without a doubt, the most difficult routine. Oh, look at that. Kachev in a straight position with a full turn. Lovely height there. And a full twisting Kovacs. He'll do the same in the tuck position. Change the tempo. Straight Kachev. Now watch the squat dislocate. Not just as close to handstand as we've seen. Can he dismount his way into another World Championship title? Hey! What a high-bar final!
Again, another gymnast that just makes this look easy. Hashimoto, what? He's the prince of gymnastics now, following on from the great Uchimura.
He certainly is, and he's got plenty of personality to bring to the table. Well, it will be a tight call between him and Brodie Malone. I just think that big skill that he does at the beginning, the Kachev with full turn, is this it? Yes. And he did it beautifully, didn't he? Extend the legs out, well, just a little bit bent arms as he swung out of it. But that, I think, will give him the big 6'7" start value, which Brodie Malone was only 6'3". But all these elements are so... well, he's just got such a natural fluency, hasn't he, when he does gymnastics. That was late, though, Craig.
I think that's where a lot of the gymnasts seem to pick up their errors at the full turn, because if they don't give it enough, they end up coming down the wrong way, taking the extra swing, or they go too far and it shoots out too late. And they all seem to have mastered these release and catches, but not many can master the turns up into the handstand.
Bigger deduction on the dismount than Brodie Malone as well.
Yeah, there is the 0.4. You can see the 0.4. It is going to be close.
Well, so yes, Hashimoto's pushed it for difficulty. Brodie Malone had a 6'3". Hashimoto's going to raise that, give him a buffer.
Even his teammates aren't so convinced, are they? They're sort of hiding a bit behind the flag.
I think it might be enough.
I think it might be as well. It's the difficulty score, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 0.4 difficulty. It's a... Oh my goodness me! I've just seen the score out the corner of my eye. Look at that! 14.7. Oh! It's Hashimoto in second. Brodie Malone in the lead. I don't think he can quite believe it either.
Well, look at the D score. They've given him 6'4".
They have.
Instead of 6'7". So
now, inquiry, do we think?
Well, you would think so. You've got nothing to lose.
He's very untypically American, isn't he? Brodie Malone. There's no, pumping the air or anything.
Well, I think he knows there's an inquiry going in. I know we can bring Max in, actually. Max, your thoughts on that? So, as it stands, Hashimoto has a 6'4" difficulty, Brodie Malone 6'3", and Brodie Malone beating Hashimoto on execution as it stands.
Yeah, I think you knew that was going to be really close. And like you say, Hashimoto obviously capable of a bigger difficulty value. But I think Brody Malone, I think his routine is absolutely solid.
Yeah.
And you see it here, like it was just done amazing, like so clean, solid, no real mistakes really. So there wasn't really much room for, you know, the judges to take the deduction off of. So, yeah, I think your favourite, Matt, so I mean, you must be pretty pleased.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Brody. I mean, for those that don't know Brody Malone's background, he rides in the rodeo as well as everything, so that's why he's such a high flyer. And he's a cowboy out in the southern states of America, and yeah, just watch him fly. Absolutely incredible. But I have to say, I thought Hashimoto had him there, and it'll be interesting to see if there is an inquiry or not put in for Hashimoto. Let's have another look, Max, at some of these skills, because the full twist there in that release and catch, hugely difficult.
Massively difficult, and obviously what comes with difficulty comes huge risk. Hashimoto's style is incredible. You can see, obviously, he's now like a really established gymnast. You know, experience is there. You know what he's with his titles that he's won. You know, Olympic champion, and doing what he's done here. So incredible gymnast. Obviously, the skill there was slightly late. That's where you can take a bit of deduction there. So there was, you know, some errors in this. It wasn't as clean as he's done. Also with the dismount and the landing as well, you saw a bit of deduction on the landing. So there's a few to take, but I completely agree. It's hard to call it. You know, it's a close one.
Yeah, we've got Zhang Boheng, who's just warming up at the moment. He's the third highest qualifier. He's posted some very high 14s whilst he's here as well, so he's certainly one to watch. The Cypriot gymnast Ilias Georgiou as well, and Tyson Bull is the second of the two Americans in this final. He wraps things up.
Well, I think they're going to struggle to beat 14.8, really is the benchmark. Nobody's beaten that so far. The gymnasts to come.
Kamoto Yuya of Japan, sixth highest qualifier, first to go in this second half of the men's high bar final. Score in third at the moment is 14.466.
Good first element. The squat, dislocation with half turn into the Kachev. Now the straight Kovacs. Oh, he caught with his hands very close together. And in the tuck position. They're so efficient, these gymnasts, going over this bar. Another great Kachev. Stoop in and out, Stalder in and out. Shade off the handstand at the end of those. That was nice. Hop full turn. He's built the difficulty, built the dismount, double twist. Just a little hop. He's delighted.
Well, only 6 on difficulty in qualification, so that might be a bit of an issue there, but he got through the routine, Christine, and it was pretty clean.
Very dynamic, actually. He swings very fast, doesn't he?
Yeah, I remember a time the Japanese weren't as good on the high bar. They tend to be renowned for great parallel bar work, but they really have come into their own these past couple of cycles within the quarter points, and so exciting to watch. There you can see the full twist. For me, he just didn't have the height of Hashimoto and Brody Malone on those catches. You see, he's still twisting while he's catching the bar, and the judges will be looking for that full extension. So for me, I don't think it'll go into first place. I think you're probably looking about third. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, I think 14.466, as we're seeing from the judges, is quite a tough ask, actually.
Yeah. I don't think that was quite as clean as Mariano's, actually, if you think of that first performance.
Yeah, and they have similar start scores, so I think it'd be close between those two.
I think Mariano deserves to be there. 14.166. Okamoto. Brodie Malone quite literally hangs on in there with that score of 14.8. Zhang Bohang was due to be in the floor final actually yesterday, and he pulled out of that. He got a all-around silver medal a few days ago, but he did post a 14.733 in qualification, so he'll be going for a medal here.
Oh, and that was nice. Not dead into the handstand, but not a huge deduction. That's good. That's the handstand we're talking about. Change the shape. Nice and high in the straight Kachev. Wind up now. There's a big release coming. Oh, and that was nice. Full twist in the straight Kachev. He'll go again in the tuck position. Nice. Original Steinemann swing. Real crowd pleaser. It's looking good. It's a good dismount. I think there's a real chance of a medal. Oh, what a shame. Just a big jump forward, but the rest of the routine was pretty good.
He's a guy who's very hard on himself, isn't he? You can see the hop on landing and a bit of a shake of his head. Wasn't good enough. It makes for gymnasts who are perfectionists, and he's really, all his work is lovely. Everything's classy. But it also makes it difficult for them to ever be satisfied with their own performance. Lovely straight line. And when he kicks up, really kicks with beautiful straight legs. He was in a little bit close. He caught on a bit bent arms then.
Yeah, I think that could pick up a 0.3. That was better in that one, the tuck position. It is always a little bit easier to rotate in the tuck position than the straight, without stating the obvious to the people watching. So yeah, you generally have a little bit more time to kick out and spot the bar. But I mean, we're talking the finest of margins. Yeah, for me, that was just the turning point of the routine. What a shame. I think it'll have cost him a medal.
Zhang Bohang, 14.4. It's fifth. So Brodie Malone still leads.
There hasn't been any hint of an inquiry.
No. Ilyas Georgiou of Cyprus, 23 years old. He was the Commonwealth gold medalist on this piece of apparatus.
And a lovely start. Really winding up. Oh, lovely catch on the full twist. He somersaults over the bar again, this time in a tuck position. That was cleaner. Here come the Kachev combinations. They do these Kachevs so well. Look at the extension behind. Catch the bar, swing from the release so easy. All very nice into handstand. Little hop, change of the hands. That was a good turn on top of the bar. Here it comes, two twists, two somersaults, just the littlest hop.
Could be in with a shout. 14.466. These scores are very, very close, actually.
He's had a 5.9 on difficulty.
Yeah,
Qualification, I think, if anything's just going to keep him out of there, it could be that start score. See, some of the other gymnasts just seem to combine the skills, and it was the first release, actually, Christine, you picked up on. His legs just split a little bit in the full twist. Much better in the tuck position. Good kick out and extension. Plenty of time to spot the bar. And the dismount. Did very well. Not just as high on the catch as some of the ones we've seen. Finished strong, kicked up, wrapped in, 2 twists, arms out. And just that little hop forward. I don't think it will challenge 14.466. Mariano currently sitting in the 3rd spot. And it would be fantastic if United States could keep on to the gold. Such a hard-working gymnast, Brodie Malone, and a favourite of ours.
It's very, very close around the 14.4s to get into the medals.
Brodie was asking him then, like, what's your start value? And he's going 5.9.
14.3, 6th, but just 0.5 off the top spot in 6th. Incredible. What a final we're seeing here. And there's one last gymnast to go. He's the Australian high bar champion, Tyson Bull. I wonder how all out for difficulty he will go. He's trying to get somewhere near 14.466.
Another 5.9, so it'll have to be good. Oh, look at the height there. Oh, he's connected the 2, but he was a little bit close on that second one. And again, the full twist in the straight position. But again, very close. Does pack the difficulty. One arm work. And that's the squat dislocate into the handstand, the inverted swing. Gymnasts have got to swing in different grips. Just the dismount to go, wraps up. Full twist in, double straight. What a shame, it was a little bit scrappy on those big releases. It certainly didn't hold back, but I don't think it'll challenge the top 3.
It was a strong finish, and he did connect to try and increase the difficulty. But still, not one of the highest difficulty scores that we've seen in this high bar final.
Fabulous to see an Australian in the high bar final. We haven't seen very much of their men, so he caught at full stretch and went immediately into the full twist, but that he did very well to keep his head off the bar then. Good Markloff lift high off the bar. He's got natural style and extension. Just one long arm swing allowed. A little bit bent knees on the squat in. But clean, strong dismount. What a competition this has been.
.766 for Tyson Bull from Australia. He finishes in 8th. So the US have a high bar world champion, Brodie Malone. What an emphatic victory it was. Mariano, he takes the bronze. Well, that, I can tell you, is the first time that the USA have won gold on high bar. Danelle Laver was a magician on that piece back in the day, but that's the first time that they've won it, and Brodie Malone is the man to have done it. Daiki Hashimoto, the Olympic high bar champion, he settles for silver. But Arta Mariano, the former world high bar champion, he takes the bronze. But there's confirmation that Brodie Malone is the champion. Daiki Hashimoto, silver. Arta Mariano, the bronze.
What a high bar final that was, Christine. In fact, I can't remember the last high bar final where all 8 gymnasts have stayed on the apparatus. I mean, it just shows the true calibre of the gymnasts.
Yeah, actually, you're right, Craig. I haven't known that very much in recent times. But So this championships finishes with an absolutely stunning high bar final. And the gold for Brodie Malone.
Brodie, you are world champion. What a final that was.
Yeah, that was an awesome final. It was great.
How are you feeling? Did you expect that?
I mean, I was just coming in. I knew I needed to hit my set and hit clean and hit handstands on all of my talks, and it would be close. But I'm really happy.
You look really happy, and that was some performance as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
He's just like...
Thank you so much.
So, what a great afternoon of gymnastics, Christine. Another world champion for Great Britain on the floor, and a real climax to the World Championships with that high bar final. Brodie Malone being the first American gymnast to become world champion. Just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, in fact, we've seen a lot of different countries medal and be successful. It's certainly been a very varied and enjoyable World Championships.
We second that, Chris, we second that. There's a party at the Brodie tonight. It is epic. I mean, he did it in emphatic style. Gianni's joined us as well. We love having world champions in the studio, so we just thought, now got 3, it's brilliant. But Gianni, you're a big fan of a high bar final as well. First of all, congratulations on parallel bars. You look really at home in that final, you know, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't get much sleep last night, you know, as you can imagine. I just wanted to go into that P-bar final and just have fun, you know. That final, there was so many great gymnasts, and for me, it was just a pleasure to be a part of that final.
But it was, yeah, no, it was super, great dismount, absolutely superb stuff. Well, let's look back and reflect on that high bar final. It's a great way to wrap up a World Championships anyway, but we're going to start with Brodie Malone. And I mean, his style, Beth, I mean, you know, yourself as a world champion bar worker, just the form that he has.
Yeah, I mean, the routine was fantastic. He didn't necessarily qualify as one of the top qualifiers, and sometimes that can take the pressure off because it's the ones at the top that have got to go out and perform their game. Whereas for him, he came in with a 14.4, so he obviously knew he had more in there to be able to give, and as soon as he came off from his routine, he kind of was really pleased with that performance.
Yeah, interesting as well, Max, just seeing the kind of the linking of those on the different Kachevs in there, and it was a sequence like that with the great Nemov that actually changed the scoring system as we know it now, because it's such an emphatic and an entertaining piece to watch that he'd done all these moves and everybody was really, you know, felt like he'd been hard done by with the score.
I completely agree. I think that it always looks impressive when you add in releasing catches. They're impressive, but when you do them connected, it's even more impressive. And he does 5 of them, so you know he's really like utilising his strengths. I think that's the key to being a good like high bar worker or any piece. A good worker is utilising your strengths and using the code to your advantage, and he definitely done that.
Yeah, well, Hashimoto. He actually didn't go all out for difficulty because he did a 6-7 in qualification. So where was he holding back? Do you know?
To be honest, I'm not sure in terms of the difference of that routine. I don't know why it was 3 or 4 temps lower, whatever it was. I think it was 3 temps lower.
Yeah.
But it's a shame because he's capable of more of what he done here. If he would have pulled it all together, it would have been obviously extremely, extremely close. So I know he'll be slightly disappointed with that, but overall, he's had a great World Championship.
Yeah. You talk, Max, about the inspiration of Uchimura, you know, and likewise for you now, Gianni, to be on the floor with the likes of Hashimoto. What kind of a vibe does he have? Because you went round, didn't you, with the Japanese for the team final? What was that like, the energy there and those rotations?
Yeah, I mean, it's completely different to us. You know, we're quite loud, and, you know, we're a big brotherhood, so they seemed a bit more calm, a bit more, you know, controlled, and it was just different to feel that, because we're so loud and we're, you know, shouting, and obviously they cheer for each other, but there's almost a sense of calmness around their team, and it was kind of interesting to watch, really.
Something that you might take on, or do you like the loudness?
Well, we love the cheers, we love the loudness, so.
Yeah, good. Well, another flamboyant character out there in the high bar was Mariano. He was a world champion back in 2019. You can see exactly why, and he, I mean, he's first up, and he really did post a very difficult score to beat. And I'm surprised there weren't more gymnasts that fell off because of the pressure that he would have put on, Bev.
Yeah, it's me and Max have been having this discussion whether it's easiest to go first or last. I always prefer to get in, get done, and then you kind of set the bar, and then but it is a long wait, whereas I think Max actually preferred to go later in the standing. So the fact that he went up and set that standard, and there was other gymnasts that are capable of scoring above him, but ultimately you've still got to beat the person that's before you.
Yeah, he was very emotional at the end there, and I think, do you think he was pleased, or do you think he was a little bit upset that he didn't get to retain his title, or do you think he was just full of love for the sport and passion for what he's doing?
I think it's love for the sport and passion for what he's doing. You know, he incredible gymnast, incredible high bar worker, but to retain the title is very difficult. So him going and getting a medal, incredible. Yeah, no doubt he'll be happy with that.
Yeah. That's all the stuff that you're going to have to deal with now, Gianni, as floor world champion. I guess you just, for the moment, you just want to relax and enjoy the moment. And how are you going to celebrate all this? Now it's is it sunk in a bit?
Yeah, I mean, today it has a little bit. Yesterday I think I was just on cloud 9. I really, I didn't know how to feel. But you know, I've watched the routine back multiple times now. And,
were you pleased with it?
Yeah, I mean, there's still areas I can improve.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, I'm happy with the routine. I just had to land my feet, and obviously, you know, that's what I've done. So I'm just super happy that I came away with a gold.
Yeah. Well, obviously you were in parallel bars today, but you stuck around to watch Jessica Gadarova to be crowned floor world champion as well. I'm sure you must have been having those same feelings. We could see her actually just down here warming up before she was going through all the bits of choreography and what have you. And then she went up and she really delivered. I mean, home crowd, everybody was right with her. And let's have another look at her routine. If you missed it, here is the golden Gadarova. The last gymnast, it's Jessica Gadarova for Great Britain. And a real chance of a world medal here. Two-time European champion.
This, a very big tumble for Jess. She punches, double twisting, double back. And here the second of a big, powerful tumbles, double straight with full twist, fabulous landing. Good split on the leaps. Changes tempo very nicely. Clean with the landings. Just one last big tumble. Come on, Jess. Full twist front, power it out into the double tuck. Lovely work. Great performance from Jessica Gadarova. So difficult, so charismatic.
Packed with difficulty. Jen cheering on from the sidelines. Well, it is done. All the hard work, all the training went into that performance. And it's now in the hands of the judges. She's got gold! Oh, it was a good way to wrap up these championships, it really was. I love the way that Jen saw before Jessica and her emotion for her sister. And gosh, you know, to be sisters, to be experienced it, to have two British gymnasts anyway in the final. You knew what that was like with parallel bars, but then for it to be your twin, I mean, it was an extraordinary way to wrap up the World Championships as far as the British hopefuls were. So we're going to have a little look at the medal table now, because it has been a very, very successful year. And you can see Great Britain there on 6th, 3rd, ahead of China. Ahead of China, Beth.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, myself and Max are working out. This is our most successful World Championships, and it's just been incredible to watch for both of us to sit here and see where British gymnastics has come from to where we now sit. We used to sit and watch the likes of China and Japan and be in awe of them, whereas now that's what people think of British gymnastics, which is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big part of that yourself, Gianni, to see that. 2 gold medals. Tremendous. Yeah. And Max as well. I mean, we were saying this at the beginning that, you know, often over the years there's been just individuals that have been winning these medals, but now to have the spread, does it feel like that within this? When you walk into the gym in the British squad, you're looking at so many different world champions and world medalists right there warming up.
Yeah, it's inspiring, even for myself. You know, going in the gym, knowing that Joe Fraser's a P-bar world champion, every time he's on the bars, you know, watching him train, times where Max has been in the team, you know, and he's been in the gym training and stuff like that, watching Max on the pommel horse. You know, we have such a good environment, and I think we just bounce off each other, and we just, you know, look up to each other, and we all, you know, we all want to be the best. We all want to be, you know, that guy that's on that podium wearing that medal around our neck. So it's incredible.
Final thoughts, very tight. We've got 30 seconds before we're finishing on this year's Worlds.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
It's history, isn't it? I think, you know, the most successful Worlds we've ever had. I think that speaks 1,000 words, definitely.
Yeah, and it's been brilliant to have it all at home, hasn't it?
Makes it even better.
To share it with you all. And if you would like to watch the medal ceremonies, which I'm sure you would, then they are over on iPlayer. But from a very, very successful World Championships and a very successful year, well done, Great Britain. Honestly, go and have a well-deserved rest from all of us. Bye-bye. They've got a medal in their sights. What an unbelievable performance to write their names in the history books. What a comeback. Great Britain have done it. They take the bronze. It's the first ever medal all-round world final for Great Britain.
Great Britain as a world champion.